It's fucking cold! And we're back! Hello and welcome to the Hypertrophy Odyssey, chapter 77. It is the final day of the week, aka the shotgun dropkick workout. I'm feeling good, legs are feeling great. It's cold outside, that's the only thing that kind of sucks, but besides that, I'm very excited to do it. Second week in a row to getting it done, so that's kind of a record almost at this point, it feels like. It's been a while since I've been able to go 2 Fridays in a row. Also going slightly earlier than I have been recently, so that's also pretty good. So today's episode was kind of a mixed bag. I was gonna say I didn't actually know exactly what the episode was gonna be about today. I didn't really have anything planned per se, and the things that I did have planned, or like the things that I wanted to talk about, were a little too negativity. So I was just like, all right, let's save those for another day, and then let's just go with this, which is becoming a personal trainer, which is something that I have thought about doing. I've been in the talks about doing for a while. I've been doing some reading about it and all that other jazz, but I think this video serves more to maybe like a question and answer, maybe just like figuring out like my own feeling out process of whether or not I actually want to go down that rabbit hole of doing personal training and stuff like that, because there is part of me that wants to do it, mostly the I want to be employed part, you know, that one's pretty nice, but the other part of it is like the entire having to pay for in order to become a personal trainer, just to get a certification. I mean, I get it, I understand it. It's like to say that you've got the basics down and stuff. I'm not going to be too against it per se. It's just the exorbitant prices of it are a little bit, well, exorbitant. But with that being said, I do understand like the first aid one. That one, I get it. That one makes total sense. I actually do have my first aid, certificate. So I got that sometime last year. Yeah, I think it was like the end of summer, like September of last year. I got it with Walter. We both went to go get that class done, and we just did it. So actually good information to know. Honest to God, would recommend it for people, just because, yeah, it's good to know how to do CPR correctly. You never know when you might need that. So today I'm just trying to think about, like, first there are 2 of the big certs that I might end up going for, and then just trying to figure out which one is more worth it, and or if they're even worth it, or if there are proprietary ones that I could go with, because there are some that are proprietary. You know, it's just more of a research, maybe like, you know, talking it out, maybe discussing it, thinking about it a little bit more, thinking about the subject more in hindsight. The entire idea of I enjoy going to the gym, but am I going to enjoy going to the gym for work? That entire idea as well. I guess we'll have to wait and see. It is something that I've been thinking about, and I think I might end up doing it just because at this point I would like a job, and the openings for personal trainer are literally everywhere, and there are multiple gyms. There are a couple that I would love to work at only because of I would love to see behind the scenes of them. Equinox, I'm looking at you. I'm not paying to go in your gym, and I'm never gonna do a day pass in there. I'll work for you, but that's it. Not gonna pay a membership for there. Are you crazy? With that being said, I'm just curious to see the entire process will end up going and how fast I can do it too, because realistically, as long as I put my head down into the grindstone and just start focusing on it for a while there, probably end up doing it in a relatively quick fashion. That also will probably play a factor in which one I go for. That's the other thing. So I'll have to wait and see and weigh out my options. It'll probably be a combination of how long it'll take, price-wise, test score-wise, and also resource-wise. So if I can get the resources for something for free and I don't have to do that much, yeah, that's gonna boost it a lot. But if the other one is like, oh, you can just use an open notebook or whatever the fuck, that's gonna help that one a lot, you know? Because then it's like it takes down the time that I need to study for it. So it all just depends, but I'm gonna have to wait and see and figure out all the dials and try to see if how that works out. But I want to do something because, you know, like I said, your boy is unemployed and he needs to not be that. But I'm still spraying and praying, but right now, pray ain't working with the spray. It's kind of disheartening, but also it's just the job market right now. So, well, the tech job market. So it is what it is. But anyways, between the two ones that I'm looking at the most is the NSCA CPT and the NASM CPT certifications. Those are the 2 that I'm looking at. I know there are more, obviously. There are a bunch. There even are, like I said earlier, some that are proprietary. So like the certain gym has their own certification. I know that for like One Life Fitness has their own. I actually tried to apply there once, and I was like, yeah, I don't have a cert. They were like, okay, just reapply when you have one. We have our own in-house one. So that's how I found that out. But anyways, the other two, those are the big two that I'm thinking about going for. It all just depends. I'll have to see. Like I said, I'm going to weigh out all the benefits. I'll probably go over that in the voiceover, just what sounds what. And I think this is more of a, tell me what you think in the comments below about these entire certs, and or if you've heard anything of them, which one do you think will seem like the better value and or better idea? You know what I mean? Is it worth, if it's cheaper but it takes more effort to study, so that means it'll be more time to go, is that worth it rather than the more expensive one but you don't need to study as much, or like, you know what I mean? Like, it all just depends. It's weighing out the options, and I would love to hear your opinions on it because that would actually help out a lot. But with that being said, I will see you on the inside.
I was to start this day off with hack squats. These felt all right. In the middle of the third set though, I ended up getting a foot cramp, which was a little different. I haven't had experienced that in, well, ever. So that was something to have to deal with. So to get to the subject matter at hand here, I decided to do some Googling, some rabbit hole chasing, some research, if you will, before this. And I have had already some familiarity with some of the personal trainer certs that are available to me. The big two that I always keep seeing, well, three, but I'll get to the third one in a second. But the big two that I always think of, or see all the time, slash think about getting, is the NSCA CPT and the NASM CPT. Now, the NSCA, it is $435 for a non-member to get it, and $300 for a member to get it. And to become a member, to be a member, quote unquote, it is $130 per year. So if you get the membership, it is technically $5 cheaper. So it's 50-50 there. I would have to look into to see what membership benefits there are, because realistically, if there aren't really that many, what is the fucking point? But that is what it is. I know that that is just for the test. I believe that they don't give you any study material, which is fine. I have kind of circumvented a way around that. That is not that big of a deal, so not really too phased about that. But from what I've seen, it's the more scientific slash technical of the certification, so it gets really deep into the science, but also apparently it's one of the better ones, depending, obviously, and we'll get to that later. But it's one of those, like, if gym sees it, they know you're serious, basically. That's what I've heard and seen. 70% correct completion rate, so you know, you get 70% of the exam right, you're good to go. So it's a bog standard, nothing too crazy. So I have thought about, this was where I was gonna go first, was the NSCA cert, only because I remember, one, if I remember correctly, it's technically the cheapest, but two, also the fact that I've seen that it is held in higher regard than other ones. But three, I just remember watching a Bugenhagen video where he talks about it, and that's how I even discovered certifications were a thing, honestly. The other one, the NASM, the reason why I went with possibly going with down this rabbit hole was because our friend Shams, shout out Shams, actually brought it up the other day when we were hanging out. He was talking about possibly getting his personal trainer cert, but he was just wanted to finish school and then focus on that because he didn't want to balance both the things. So I was like, oh, let me do some research on it, and I did. So for the NASM, for the self-study package, as they would say, it's $8.99, or the premium self-study package is $1,249, which is a lot of money. But also, if it lands you a job, it doesn't necessarily matter. So it's all whatever. Also, a test that is also closed book. Also another test that is 70% to pass. I will have to do a little bit more research on the NASM side, but from what I've seen, it's also pretty good from what I've seen as well. Like, most people will accept it and take it, as well as the third one, which is the ACE exam. I've seen a lot of people talk about that. That's actually, I went down a Reddit rabbit hole on that one for a second, because there are some places that won't accept the ACE anymore. But from what I remember hearing about the ACE, it's probably the easiest one out of all of them, which is interesting. But a lot of people have mixed feelings about it, so some places don't even accept it anymore, so who knows. realistically, I also have to ask this at the end of the day, does it even fucking matter? Because that's one of the comments I've seen a lot on there, particularly that in the end of the day, these are just to get your foot in the door. It doesn't matter per se. You just have to show competency in a couple of things. And then once you get in, there are certain levels to the training system that whatever gym you're getting hired by will try to guide you in, plus the clientele is going to change that. So realistically, technically, none of this even matters. It's whatever can get you into the door the quickest. That's really it. After that, you're going to make your own style realistically, and or adopt it from others that are around you that also makes sense. So that's why I'm also like, this is a great idea to actually try to think about this, but also, does it even really matter? Does it matter at all? And there's a big possibility it doesn't. I just get to do one, stick to it, get the thing, and then go immediately to get a job. So I'll have to see, but I think I'm going to end up doing one of these. I am leaning towards the NASM just because it comes with all the material and all that other jazz, but I have to wait and see. I'll have to think about it a little bit more, but also, who cares? Like, that's the other thing. It just do one and then stick to it. That's I think that's the main message from this. So good to know.
And we're back. Welcome to the workout debriefing. Exercises not filmed. Seated leg curl. Actually, not an exercise that was skipped. I actually did it, but I put away the camera before I ended up doing them because there was somebody on the machine. I did my dead hangs and I was like, all right, am I going to really do this? And then the guy left the machine and then I did them. So I was like, all right, fuck it. I'm not taking out the camera. So because of that, exercises skipped. None. So that was very nice. Thankfully, I got it all in. I am ultra tired right now and looking forward to eating. That is the main thing I'm going to go home and do. But to go back to the main subject matter at hand, I think that I'm going to end up doing one of the two routes there, if not a third one that might pop up. I'm going to have to do my research and figure out what's better. But I'm hoping that I can get it done relatively quickly and get a job, because I don't necessarily like money, but money makes the world go round and it is necessary. So with that being said, I'm hoping that you can tell me in the comments below what you think of which one I should go with, and or if you have any opinions on it, or if I should do something else and see what's going on. Maybe I'll work in, some type of hard labor or manual work. Who fucking knows? But anyways, tell me what you think in the comments below. I would love to hear it. This is going to be a shorter outro than normal. Oh, and I wanted to mention real quick, 196.4 is what I weighed this morning. So not the best, but still not the worst. So looking forward to seeing what the weekend brings us. But anyways, thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I will be back on tomorrow with something new. Thank you very much for watching. Please leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Please comment anything. I would love to hear your opinions about any of these things. I would love to know what your thoughts are on the entire personal trainer idea. Thank you very much for watching. I appreciate it. I will see you on the next one. Peace.